All right, everyone, welcome back. Today, I have a special treat for you guys. I have the founder of NobleBlocks, Delroy, with me today, and we're going to be talking all things ICP, DSi, what's going on with NobleBlocks, and a lot more. I'm super excited for this talk slash interview. Delroy, say what's up.
Hey, what's up? Hey guys.
All right, everyone. So, Delroy, before we get into this, tell the audience a little bit about yourself, your backstory, how you got into crypto, and all that other stuff.
So, yeah, I got in crypto since 2015, and I've been just trading and trying to do play around like most people. And then in 2019, I guess 2017, 2018, things, you know, I could get more mature in the space, and then take it to another level. And then after that, I started to see what we could build on the blockchain. And then I came up with this idea for NobleBlocks. But that was, just talking to people like scientists and see how it works. And yeah, I started from way back then. Of course, we didn't start NobleBlocks then. We were just researching because it's a really it's a boring it's a boring area, but so we needed to research properly to make sure we're getting into something that is needed. And so it took us like 2 years just to really start developing, because we wanted to make sure it was the right thing. Yeah, so, and then, well, Definity came along. Wow, that was just amazing, because now we can build everything on Definity on an internet computer. So yeah, that's my crypto backstory in like a few lines.
Yeah. So obviously, we know that NobleBlocks is the first DeSi project that's built 100% on chain, built on the internet computer. Now, talk a little bit about, I guess, how you found ICP and then why ICP was chosen to be the blockchain to build on for NobleBlocks.
When they launched their token, I was surprised. It went up to like number 3, 4. It went way up top. So I was like, wow, this is interesting. And then I started to research, because I built websites and things like that. So I was just researching, and I realized that, wow, you could actually build everything on this thing here. So then I started to play around, and it has every single thing you need to build on chain. So then we just started playing around, and it just feels good. It felt good, and we just continue from there. But it's basically because you can put the entire project, and it's fitting for what we want, especially to incentivize reviewers and editors, which is a major problem in the scientific publication space. So that was a game changer.
Yeah, for sure. For you guys who don't know, which I'm sure a lot of you guys do know, but if you're new, if you're coming from the DSi sector, the internet computer is the only place where you could build a socialfi platform or a platform like NobleBlocks fully on chain. It's not possible on any other blockchain. But now let's talk a little bit about DSi. So let's first, I'm going to first ask the question: what is decentralized science? What is it?
Um, I believe the crypto people call it DSi, decentralized
Yeah,
science,
that's what I just called
and
it.
the uh,
I just called it
and
DSi.
the yeah, it's a cool name. Actually, I just discovered that name, like this acronym, a few months ago, like in November, really, because I started to dig deeper, and then I discovered, oh, so many projects are building are decentralized, and then, but before that, we call it open science.
Mm.
It's just a way for to go against, not against, but I wouldn't say against, but well, let's say against the traditional way of publishing, the centralized way of publishing, where you have this hierarchy, and then it's a way to put power into the hands of the people, and just to help eliminate biases and all the other pain points that comes with publishing in a central publications. But yeah, it's I guess that's my definition. I don't know if I fully defined it, but yeah.
Yeah, I could say you could say it's, an alternative to traditional routes, rather than going that
That's
way.
the word,
Yeah.
alternative.
Let's go. All right. So now let's talk about a little bit about NobleBlocks. So what is NobleBlocks? What is it?
So we started out with the idea to make it just a publishing platform, and we realized that that's really boring, to be honest. So we have this peer review section fully built by the traditional way, where you'll have that rigor, the same way like how they have it, but more modern and on the blockchain. And then we decided we're going to add the social networking aspect to it, because when somebody publishes their paper, we want to have that audience for the papers. So you'll have other scientists, you will have the general public that are interested in scientific discoveries. So everyone will be able to join, even if they're not publishing anything, but they might want to read what's been published. Of course, you can read that normally, but on here, scientists can collaborate with each other. They can post a job. Maybe a professor or somebody is looking for, some PhD student to do some, field study or something. Or you have authors looking for other people to co-author with them. So all these things people can post on here. Events and all of that, they can post all these things on there. So right now we kind of, I wouldn't say we pivoted, but we have we're focusing a lot on collaborative features. We're coming out with an instant messaging chat, with a chat feature similar to what OpenChat has with video and stuff like that. So yeah, we're heavily focused on that. And yeah.
Very, very cool stuff going on. So now let's talk about the problem that NobleBlocks is solving. So where is the problem in traditional science world, and how is NobleBlocks solving that, utilizing the internet computer blockchain? How those two things. All right, everyone, there was a little misconnection, but we're going to hop straight into it. So Delroy was talking about the problem that NobleBlocks is solving and the problems that exist right now in traditional science. So you can continue on, Delroy.
Okay, so yeah, there's a paywall. Access to many research papers is restricted by paywalls, limiting the dissemination for knowledge, peer review challenges. The process is slow. It lacks transparency, and sometimes there are personal biases that affects the judgment. You have what else? There are a lot of pressure for people to publish. They call it the publish or perish culture. That's how they put it. They put pressure on researchers to prioritize quantity over quality. And then you have, I mentioned before, access to funding. We're going to have a funding feature, actually. But yeah, researchers, they lack immediate application to fund. They struggle to receive funding. There's another thing called replication. It's like a crisis right now, so it's difficult in replicating like results. They can cause doubts on research reliability. You have there's so many things.
Yeah, you don't got to list them all.
There's like ethical concerns. There's like high publication fees. You have reviewer shortages, conflict of interest. What else you have? Citation politics.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things, excessive self-citation. It's a lot of things. Language and cultural barriers. It's just a lot of things there. yeah. So you want me to continue?
No, no, you got it.
There are
You got it, Delray. So
many
yeah,
more.
I
There are
just want to
many more.
chime in right here, and one of my favorite parts about the blockchain and everything it's doing, especially the internet computer, is the fact that it brings a level of transparency to these certain fields. I know, we don't have to go too deep into it, and I don't think we are in this video, but there is a lot of problems in the science industry when it comes to transparency. There's basically none in the traditional sector. And I think the blockchain coming in and, kind of showing off everything in a very transparent manner is going to be extremely beneficial to scientists. And also, once again, lowering the barrier to entry, because we know that science is one of these things where, just like you were saying, you got to have these top tier connections and everything, and you got to come from a super wealthy family, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But this is going to essentially lower the barrier for scientists and everything, which I think is super cool. But now I want to touch on
Yeah.
something you kind of talked about at the very beginning, about how this NobleBlocks project has actually kind of been in the works for years now, and it's not something that happened overnight. It's, it kind of reminds me of kind of how Definity was, where it was a large, the project had been worked on for years and everything. So touch on, the evolution of NobleBlocks and everything that's, been going on.
So we started researching the project, like I believe in 2020, around there. I met this person in Bali, I think in 2020, in 2019, and then I got to understand how the process worked. In 2020, well, during that time, I was like, wow, they're not being paid for all this work. And she told me, no, they don't get paid. They do it for reputation. And it's basically like a resume building. They do it to build up their resume, basically like that. So I was saying, wow, maybe blockchain could solve this. At the time, I was looking at EOS. I think it's dead. I don't know if it still exists. I met this other person from Nature magazine, and then we worked together like a year, on and off, because I was like, I wasn't dedicated to this. I was just on and off, still deciding whether or not this thing might work. And then I decided, hey, I'm going to I started telling people I'm going to do this. I'm just putting it out there to get feedback. And people are like, wow, that's cool. I'm like, oh, really good things. Okay. Then let's put some more energy on this. And then I started to just get deeper and deeper into it. So this lady from Nature magazine, she helped because she's an editor, she's a scientist, an editor, reviewer. She's a professor. So she's like perfect. And then she helped me like for 1 year go through the process, and then I wrote the white paper. And after that, from the white paper, then I decided, from that I can derive the feature we needed for the platform. And then we started with solely about peer review. But then I pivoted to making it also a social networking website. So it's actually a full-blown social networking website and a peer review platform built on the internet computer. I mean, right now it's not live. It's live, but we're working on a new UI. So yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to touch on that. That'll be probably my next question. But I just want to say, I think it's super dope. I think that you were so early to the sector, an advisor of the NobleBlocks project, that investor. I'm also an advisor of the project as well. Patrick, aka that investor, was very early to DSi, and DSi is now just a sector that's kind of exploded in the past, couple of months, really, since CZ got involved. Brian Armstrong launched his project a little while ago. So there's a lot of attention in the space, and a lot of, if you're not a scientist person, I think you should really start paying attention to the sector. And my favorite reason, my biggest sell for why I think DSi will succeed, when it comes to prices and everything. We don't like to talk about price at all, but I think it's because if you look at the American economy, 15% of the US's GDP is spent on healthcare every single year. That is trillions of dollars. So in just a liquidity standpoint, if DSi can just get a fraction of that, this sector is going to absolutely pop off. It already is popping off, and I believe it's going to be one of the biggest narratives for this cycle.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's actually, before I have my other question about Noble, let's talk about just the DSi sector evolving as well, because you're an OG of DSi basically, and how have you seen the sector evolve into what it is today, and where do you think it's going?
I believe scientists are quite slow on getting on board, but the tech people and the ones who are building, like entrepreneurs, like myself, I think we're gonna build out the platform and have everything ready. Not just mine, but all the people working in the DSi space. I think people are really passionate about the space and they're building. I think in a few years, I think it's a long-term thing because it won't happen so quickly, but it's happening faster than I expected it to. But yeah, I think more and more people become aware of the sector and start getting involved, especially scientists who are disenfranchised. Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe in another, I'm not putting any time on it, but with all these people behind it, like Brian Armstrong, Binance founder, I think with these people behind it, and also the Ethereum Foundation, they're big on it, and DeSi, Polygon, they're big on this as well. A lot of people are big on this space. So I think many more developers and I think more scientists will get involved and then help push it faster forward. Especially now, you see what these guys are doing with funding. I think Molecule and these guys. So yeah, a lot of scientists are going to look to this space to get funding because the process is so much quicker for them to get funding, and the politics is not so much there because it's open for the community to decide. They're DAOs. So with this, it makes things much, much faster. So I believe it's gonna it's gonna move really quickly in another year or 2 years or so.
That's awesome. Yeah, because every crypto cycle there's new narratives. I think last cycle the biggest narrative is obviously DeFi. DeFi is obviously still huge, but we saw gaming and the metaverse pop off last cycle, and I think I think the two narratives that are going to really pop off this year, the new ones, are going to be DSi and probably DPIN, which the internet computer is also DPIN as well. But let's now talk about the new UI that's going to be coming out for the NobleBlocks. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so we have everything built out already. The back end has been built out. We have people can go there and join. We have a UI, but it's nothing compared to what we have coming out. I think by next week we have the onboarding process ready. In another week or two, we have more maybe at the profile and the search pages and so on. And then after that, we're going to have the peer review section. But everything is already there. We're just working to make sure it's good before we introduce people to it, because we don't want to introduce people to something that's not really ready, and then they might not come back. So we want, once they come there and look at it, then they will stick around and share with other scientists or with other friends or whoever. So yeah, we're looking forward to releasing the we're doing it in segments. We're trying to not sit back and take 2 months just to release everything. We're doing it as soon as something is ready and tested and it's working well, we're going to release it. So people can see the progress rather than just keep hearing it's coming.
Yeah, we know
expect speed now.
Yeah, we know in crypto it's a classic theme where you'll see projects say, "Oh, it's coming," and then it's another month and everything. So yeah, it's that. But now let's talk about some of the work you're doing. Let's go. But now let's talk about some of the work you're going to be doing with universities. Also, Patrick, aka that investor, is going to be doing some work with universities as well in the DSi space. So let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah, so Patrick told me about that. On our end, we have I have someone again from Nature Magazine. Well, let's not say Nature Magazine. I don't know if she won't say that, but we have a scientist, and she's going to help with two scientists. They're going to help with. Our idea is to reach out to students, especially PhD students, and we're going to try to have ambassadors in universities. and then onboard these students first, and then after that we're gonna try to we're gonna start onboarding more traditional, more experienced scientists. But we want to get the younger people on board first, and then of course with scientists we're gonna approach people who are really into the DSi and open science space, and then get feedback and improve our platform before we go aggressive with onboarding everyone else. So that's part of the main push we're going to do after the design has been completed.
Cool. Now let's talk about the scientists for a second. I'm not a scientist, so I don't really like know too much about this, but what is the goal for a scientist when they get to NobleBlocks? Like, what if they're trying to, how does a scientist utilize NobleBlocks to its full extent to make their vision come true or whatever?
So I think many people right now are curious, but the main part, well, there are a few aspects to it. One is scientists, they probably want to connect with other scientists. I think many people will come there out of curiosity. And then once they're there, they're like, okay, is this something for me or not? And so, and that's one of the reasons we add the social aspect to it, because people might just want to check it out and hang around until they find, okay, maybe I will publish my paper here, maybe. But one of the main feature is the collaborative feature and the networking. People can network on there. They create their profile, and they can see similar scientists from wherever around the world. And of course, the peer review section. We're going to allow people to import their existing peer reviews. Their existing manuscripts and their preprints. And we're going to allow that we're going to add that feature. And then after that, I believe people will start publish new papers on there. But we're targeting first preprints, something similar to what Research Hub is doing. And of course, I have many people, actually I have a few scientists that are already reaching out to us. Hey, when can we publish something on here? I'm like, it's not really ready yet. We're still working on it. It's ready, but we're not ready for you to test it yet. I actually have a lot of scientists that are reaching out to us on Telegram and then Twitter, well, X. They want to publish, and we're telling them, no, it's not ready yet. So there are people who are interested in it. And these are just people who are they're scientists, but they're also into crypto. So it's not like we're trying to reach out to anyone, but it just shows you that there are people who are really interested in this, what we're doing.
Cool. That sounds great. And now let's talk a little bit. Well, I actually don't have any two more questions, but do you have anything else? Because I feel like we covered a lot here. We covered a lot of stuff, and I know it's like 3 a.m. in Bali or whatever, so you're very tired. Do you have anything else you'd like to say before we kind of wrap this up?
What do I want to say? I'm a little bit tired. I was waiting for you to ask all the questions. I didn't have anything planned. No, we're just really focused on building. I believe if we build a great product, we are building on a great platform, internet computer. We're taking some things from their book. We notice they're just building. They don't really care about prices of tokens. It doesn't seem like that, which is good, because once you build something great, of course you need to market it, but I believe the product will speak for itself, and it's filling a need. And once we have this, and the people who this is benefiting, I believe they will come. And when they come, we want them to stay. So we're just building. We're focusing on building. Of course, we're not talking and so on, but that's just noise on the side. So, but our core focus is on building and getting it ready for the people who will use it, which are scientists.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Guys, that's why I'm on the team. I'm here to bring the hype and everything and all the fun stuff. So yeah, but now let's I
Thank
wanted
you
to kind
for
of
being on the team.
yeah, I kind of want to save this for the end. A little gem for you guys who made it this far. If you made it this far, you should probably be subscribed to the YouTube channel if you just listen to me and Delaware talk for 30 minutes straight. But
Mm.
I'm not sure if we can talk about this too much, but there could be something cool going on with chain key technology and the NobleBlocks project. Are we able to talk about that, or is that?
Yeah, yeah. If you want,
I want to talk about it. Yeah, let's
and
talk
we
about
have
it.
AI too. We have some AI features coming naturally,
Yeah,
but
let's
we
talk
haven't
about the CK and how we're going
talked
to be
enough
using
about
chain
that.
key technology with NobleBlocks. I think my audience and the ICP
So,
audience would be very interested.
so so we're planning on integrating chain key technology into into our to our platform, so people will be able to. We depend on token because that's how the entire system will act and perform on its own. So we were using ICP like the ICP native token before, but now we're going to use Ethereum, and we're gonna have CK Noble, which is like CK ETH, and we're gonna integrate this. We're gonna do CK Bitcoin as well. Um, so we're actually working on it already. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have this integration, and then once it's ready, we're gonna have people test it and then get feedback from. We one of our programmers, they're actually kind of active on the in the Definity forum because these guys are quite helpful in the forum. So yeah, that's what we're working on, and I know you're excited about the CK Noble this feature, but we don't really like to talk about until it's really there yet, and we hey, go test it for yourself. Which we're gonna release it soon, in a few weeks, so everyone can test it, and yeah, we're gonna do that.
So to me, that sounds like NobleBlocks is going to be the first project to ever utilize CK ERC20 technology because that's what the CK Noble is. It'd be a CK ERC20 token, which is super, super awesome. We love to see it. Right now in ICP, the CK technology is obviously amazing, but there hasn't been literally a single project that's utilized the CK ERC20 token abilities, and NobleBlocks will be the first to do it. Of course, the CK ETH integration is not fully done, so there's some work that needs to be done, etc. But plan is it should be the first and everything. But yeah, guys,
Yeah.
I think we had a great conversation. Delroy, where does everyone find NobleBlocks and all that? Where should people go?
They can go to our website, nobleblocks.com, and we're on Twitter, we're on Telegram, but they can go to our website and then they can get all our connection to all our social media from there. But one thing I want to mention about CK Noble, because Definity, they're still in the process of developing the ERC20 integration. They also have some things they're doing on their end as well, but CK ETH is ready, and yeah, so we're still there's still things to do on their end as well. But once it's ready, we're gonna let everybody test it.
Let's go. That's
To
gonna be a
see it
great.
working.
That's gonna be a good. That's gonna be a part of the headliner for this this video. I think it's really awesome
I
and
know you're
stuff.
really excited about
Yes,
that.
I'm very excited. We're all very
Noble
excited.
thing.
So we've been waiting to put Dominic's CK technology to work and everything. So yeah. All right, everyone. It's been
I'm gonna have the guys focus on this.
By the way, guys, I'm gonna be in
Focus more than
Delaware. I think you're coming to Hong Kong, but I'm gonna be in Hong Kong in like 2 weeks. You're gonna be there, right?
I'm going to Hong Kong. I'm going to go to Ethereum thing. They have a ETH Korea, like how you had ETH Denver. They're gonna have ETH Korea. So I'm going there on the 29th, I think it is. And then Hong Kong, yeah, I'm going to Hong Kong as well. It's pretty close by, so yeah, we're going to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So if you're, in the ICP Asia scene and you're watching this, which I kind of doubt you are because you may or may not know English, but we're going to be there in Hong Kong and you can come say hi to us and talk to us. So Yeah. Let's go, everyone. So that's all I got for today's video. It has been an absolute pleasure interviewing Delroy and learning about NobleBlocks and Internet Computer and all that stuff. If you watch this whole video, please subscribe. You know, we're dropping heaters. Follow me on Twitter. Join my Telegram. Do all that stuff. We're having a lot of fun here. We're dropping content, dropping that alpha for you guys. And I'm super excited for the NobleBlocks launch and everything. I think this project's going to absolutely bang. And I think it's really going to do a ton for the ICP ecosystem, not just, you know, utilizing the technology, but also because it's going to be such a large project, you know, getting that exposure for the entire ecosystem. I think it's going to be amazing. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, thank you for watching, and please subscribe. See you next time.